What's up, everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games, coming at you with another cool video back in Planet Coaster. And today, I finally get to the queue line of the Dark Ride to start things off, because I have been holding off so long on this section of the park that has been needing detailing, and I need to get out of the habit of jumping around the park, and I just need to focus on each area as a whole. And I'll probably start doing that by the next park, because I've been really lacking in that. So, I decided to get rid of the Golden Archway. I'm going to try and do that for most of the rides that I don't really want those on, because let's face it, they're pretty ugly, and it can work for certain rides, whatever it needs it. So maybe I'll find use for it in a ride, I don't know. But the theme of this Dark Ride is kind of a foresty type jungle theme, which I've reviewed, kind of gone over a little bit. A journey through the forest, which is kind of a interesting theme, I thought. So there's going to be a lot of vines around this queue area. Well, not this queue area in general, because there's not going to be a whole lot in the queue area. It's just going to have bits here and there. And I actually put the roof on, but I might still add a little bit more in the future for the inside. Now, the park is starting to lag just a tad bit, which kind of sucks in a way. So I think the next park I work on is actually going to be a smaller park. Not because not the main reason, because frame rate is not the main reason of that, but I kind of just want to go with something completely different, and I think a smaller park would kind of do well. So anyways, but let's focus on this park first, but that's just kind of plans I have for the next time. And or for the next park that we get to. Kind of a small little park for the company, and smaller park for the company. And I wanted this one to be the main one, but if I get to one that I like even more, it might end up being the better one, then it's going to be the main one. Now, I've had a lot of people ask about Mystic Bays, my first park, the cinematic video on that. And again, when I get my next day off, which is... I'm going to have 3 days off in a row, by the way, on my next time, which is not for like another 6 days, but when I get those days off, I am going to be working to get that video done completely on those 3 days. So I'm going to hope, and I'm not guaranteeing it, but I want to try and shoot sometime in the next week to 2 weeks, and it could be about a week and a half, I'm not sure. Now, I know I talked about it coming out a lot sooner than that when I first finished the park. I was like, well, we'll just wait about a week or two and I'll probably get it out. But it's the way I'm trying to get it edited. I'm trying to make it be the best it can be. And I've ran into a couple of issues trying to achieve that. And because the frame rate on it isn't the greatest, and I'm trying to fix that as best as I can to make it look as smooth as possible. And if you guys have any recommendations on how to fix that a little bit better, please let me know. So I'm adding a lot of different effects into the the cinematic version that is going to have a lot of... It's just going to have... It takes a lot to render each and every POV, each and every shot. It takes hours upon hours to render them, because of some of the things I am adding that will make the park look better than what it actually is on the regular footage. So again, I don't want to explain this too long, but I just want to let you guys know that it's still on my number one priority to get that video out, and I'm getting closer to the end of this one. Well, maybe not, I don't know how close I am to this one, but that I'm going to have to start getting this one ready as well for a cinematic video. So I'm running behind on that, but trust me, it will all be worth it when I finally get it done, because I don't want to rush it. And that's the main priority, is not rushing the cinematic videos, because that's going to be the main videos of these parks. It's the final product, the finished product. And on my next 3 days off, I'm going to be working hours on hours trying to get that cinematic video out to you guys. So just stay patient with me, and hopefully nothing pops up. I've been just been piled with super busy stuff. I've been on like 3 or 4 trips this last 2 weeks, and it's kind of getting ridiculous. In fact, I just got back from a trip today, the 3-day trip today, and I was on a 5-day trip, you know, to Cedar Point and stuff, and I was on another trip before that for like a day or two, and it's just been very hectic and super hectic with all that stuff. Now, enough with all that. Let me explain more of what I've been doing in the video rather than explaining more about the cinematic video. So anyways, most of these videos, again, are going to be more detailing and filling in the gaps of the park. So the layout of the park is pretty much mapped out at this point. We just need to fill in the gaps. So I'm filling in the gaps with some buildings and adding details to stuff that still needed details. Like some of the buildings still need a lot of detail on the main streets because they just don't have the details there yet. Now I want to add kind of like a little castle building here. So there's a little bit of a castle-y type theme around this back part of the park, as you can tell, with the castle on the dual launch coaster and a little courtyard for the food and stuff over there next to this building. So I thought I'd keep the trend going in this gap right here to build kind of this castle-y building. Nothing too fancy, just a simple little castle building with a tower or two. So there's probably going to be a little more detailing added to this building as well. And I'm going to have a much different approach in future parks than this one. So we'll be looking forward to that. Now, again, I don't want to bring up Mystic Bay again, but I will real quick, just in case you haven't heard. I have uploaded it to the Steam Workshop on Mystic Bay. You just got to type in Mystic Bay on Steam, and you can actually load that up for yourself. Just so everyone knows, if you guys want to see a closer look at Mystic Bay, the park itself, go ahead and download it in the Steam Workshop. And after I'm finished with this, I'm probably going to upload it right away as soon as I finish it. So that's what I'm going to start doing with all my parks. And if I build something I really, really like or you guys request, or if there's something that you guys really want me to upload to the Steam Workshop, please let me know, like a certain ride or coaster. And I'll be happy to upload it so you guys can take a closer look and even put it in your parks if you wish. So anyways, I just love the Steam Workshop integration. It really lets me show you guys my parks a little bit better when you can actually take a closer look for yourself and some stuff that you maybe missed or something that you really want to take a look at, or just visit the park yourself, kind of. So now that we had like clock towers, I actually really wanted to add a clock tower to that tower because I've been wanting to do that, and they actually gave it to us. And you can see how trashy the park is. It's ridiculous. But I have got to this is the first Main Street building I actually worked on, and I was like, well, I'll do the details later. So I decided to add a couple details to start off here on this building because it was very blank and it was getting annoying, and I had to do something with it. And it's probably still a little bit too blank because I still have more and more add to it, but I thought I'd just get started on it, and I'm like, well, this place is going to be really dark at night, so we got to find some lamps for the main street. It's got to be really lit up and stuff like that, so we got to make sure we do that, because otherwise everyone's going to complain it's super dark in the park, and we don't want that. I'm glad they're finally getting some simulation aspects in the game. It makes me really excited because I love the simulation part of it. I just really do. The only gripe I have about simulation games sometimes is the money isn't very accurate to what it is in real life. The thousands would probably be more like millions in real life, because, you know, a B&M coaster usually costs around $20 million, and for here you probably could buy or build it for like $10,000 or something like that. Like, it just needs to be, in my opinion, just not correct in a way, but it's still not a huge deal. As long as there's some sort of money management system, I'm happy, and I can't wait to see what kind of campaigns and what the career mode holds, because you have the challenge mode, which gives you the money and stuff that you have to work with, but I'm really curious of how the campaign mode is going to be, and I'm gonna guess the challenge might maybe have some objectives. Campaign might be more like creating your own company and stuff like that, like something I really wanted to have. But I'm not sure. And over here, towards the end here, I just wanted to make sure I kind of rework this queue line for the 4D coaster, because it needed a little bit of reworking. And of course, it's going to be long. I know a lot of people have been complaining that these queue lines are so boring and unrealistic because they're long. Well, to be honest, long queue lines are not unrealistic. Have you ever been to a big amusement park? Like, seriously. Because I've just got back from Cedar Point, and trust me, this queue line I'm making right here is much smaller compared to some of those queue lines at like Cedar Point or some bigger parks like Disney and stuff like that. They have some really long queue lines because there's so many people that visit the park. And the more popular rides, I'm gonna have to have those longer queue lines when, you know, the roller coasters are gonna have the longest lines for them because they're the biggest rides there. But that's about it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Make sure you have a great day and an even cooler tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.